Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone who's tuned in. By now, you all know that we are following the International Day of Women and Girls in Science, which is 11th of February. And we've decided to hand back the mic to very talented Pakistani women, both at home and abroad as well. Today, we have Abeer Fatima joining us for a very informative session. Hi, Abeer, how are you? Assalamu alaikum.
Hi, Assalamu alaikum. I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
All right, doing okay. Um, Honestly, it's been very rewarding talking to women such as yourself. Why don't you introduce yourself for our digital audiences?
Sure, thank you. I am Abeer, as you already know. I'm an electrical engineering student at the University of Toronto. I'm currently completing my bachelor's degree. And basically, the reason I've pursued this path is because I'm passionate about space exploration. Uh, Not just the aerospace side of it, but also the idea of finding the meaning behind life and using science and technology to do so. So that's my main focus, alongside my focus on inclusivity in science. So whether that be for race, for gender, anything, it's really important that we have diverse opinions in science. That's what I believe. In any aspect of life, the first thing that I am is that I'm curious, whether that be science, whether that be inclusivity or politics or any aspect of life. I'm always curious about finding out things and learning things and being able to understand the things around me. Yeah, so I'd always been interested in space as a young kid, but I think the real push was when one of my physics teachers was teaching us about, I believe it was electricity and magnetism, and he used the story of a scientist called Michael Faraday and how he discovered that current carrying wires have a magnetic field, really complicated stuff. But the way he described it was via a story of how the scientist consistently experimented and experimented until he found something and how gratifying that was. And I think that story made me realize exactly how fulfilling it is to be a scientist and to be able to sort of contribute to humanity's sort of, if you could say, like safe of knowledge, of scientific knowledge, and to be able to contribute to that. I think that was really inspiring. So and the fact that science is ever evolving, that's what really kept me in. I'd been considering multiple careers. I was interested in political science as well, but I think the main thing that pulled me towards science was the fact that I knew I would never get bored when doing science because there was always something new to learn, always something new to discover. So the enablers, I'd say one of the biggest enablers for me was my teachers. They were extremely supportive of what I wanted to pursue, especially even some of my male teachers. It is, by the wayside over here, it is very important for men to also support the work that women do. Women should not be the only ones making their paths in this world. It's very important for our male fellows to also help us in this cause. So an instance was my physics teacher. He was extremely supportive of me pursuing physics, partially because he saw potential in me, but also he saw the deficiency in current physics classes. For instance, our class had approximately 14 students and only two of them were girls. So I still remember in the beginning of the year, he asked me, why did you choose physics? He took the girls to one side and then he asked them, why did you choose physics? And for me, the answer was simply, I like it. I didn't feel the need to justify anymore. Like you mentioned earlier, women tend to feel the need to justify a lot. But I just simply said I like it, and frankly, that should be enough reason to pursue it. And hence, after that, henceforth, he continued to support me. In many ways, my parents have also supported me a lot. Alhamdulillah, I know a number of parents tend to be a bit hesitant, allowing their daughters especially to pursue higher education, maybe even in engineering in a male dominated field. But they've been very open minded about that, alhamdulillah, and they have supported me a lot. And of course, God as well supported me. I mean, one of the main barriers I had was people actually just like actively discouraging me from pursuing a degree in STEM, especially in engineering. So I've had people tell me, this was like just a few days even before my university application. I've had people tell me, you won't go far in engineering. It's a male-dominated field. You should have chosen a soft career, so-called. So, for example, law or business, because you need to settle down in the future, right? So, or things like your degree choice actually doesn't even matter that much since you're not going to do anything in the future as well. You know, these presumptuous comments that people have. Even from the young age of 16, people tend to prioritize I guess your personal life over your actual career, and they tend to presume that your career is not going to be important for you. But so that's been a bit hard to have your decisions or your choices have their value diminished by people around you. There's been that mainly, and I'd say the way around that is to just know that you're not supposed to be held down by societal norms. So even with your circumstances in general, like for example, I am a hijabi, um, brown Muslim woman, right? So there tends to be this extra presumption from people around me, especially around the world, that maybe I'm conservative, maybe I'm shy, maybe I don't have that much knowledge, so just because of the way I look, right? Because of the
Yeah.
way we look. But what we need to do is we need to be confident in ourselves, and we need to understand that we are not a victim of our circumstances. This is something I have to tell myself again and again, that I am not a victim of my circumstances. The way I am, this should empower me, and this should further push me towards bringing more people like myself in this space. Because growing up, I actually didn't see a lot of scientists with this kind of face. You know,
Exactly.
in general, it was males, and even if it was females, they tended to be European or American, right? They tended not to look like me. So there were very few people, actually virtually zero people, to look up to who were like myself. So in this regard, it has been hard to see myself and to envision myself in the future being a scientist. Even sometimes I set my goals and I think, oh, this is just, it's far too big, you know, but don't dream too big. That's what I tell myself sometimes, but then I have to take a step back and realize, why not me, right? Why not us? Our appearance or our backgrounds, our nationality, they should not determine what we can do, especially in the field of science, which is a universal field. Science should be totally non-discriminating, right? That's the whole thing about science, that anyone should be able to do science as long as they are willing enough to create and to further scientific knowledge. And I've also been a leader of multiple engineering teams at my university already. And first people tend to be surprised when I actually choose to lead the team. And then when I sort of take the lead of the team, they realize that, oh, you know what, it doesn't really matter. As long as she can organize the team and she can take us to our goal, it's fine. And that's how it should be. People tend to look at you and have a first impression, whereas they should have a first impression based on how you act. But
Yeah.
since the former tends to be the case, what I would encourage girls like us around the world to do is to set an example and to show them that we aren't what you think we are. We're just completely normal, and our looks don't define us at all. Right, so I'd say the people who inspired me were mostly either scientists from the past. So, like I mentioned, Michael Faraday, Marie Curie as well. She's a great scientist that is very underrated. She received 2 Nobel Prizes, right? And she was extremely dedicated towards science, specifically studying radioactive materials. She seriously inspired me to sort of pursue, sort of devote my life towards science. But I think reading books as well by current scientists, watching shows or YouTube channels, these are very seemingly small things, but just seeing their ideas is extremely inspiring, in my opinion. So that's one thing. So current personalities. So for example, you have books like A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking. You
Mhm.
have shows like Cosmos by Carl Sagan. You have on YouTube, you have the physics girl who's very intelligent. She's
I love her. Yeah.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
great. Yeah. She really shows you a different perspective on science, the more fun side. It's really nice. But aside from famous personalities as well, I'd say the women around me who are in science, though they're very few, they have immensely inspired me in many ways. In many cases, they tend to even surpass their male colleagues, but they inspire me because of their drive and their insistence on not really focusing on their gender and not letting others' assumptions of them sort of put them down, and instead to let their abilities shine. And just the women around me who build me up and who consistently show me that being in science is worthwhile and it is possible, they inspire me. The main thing I'd say would to know that it is possible to rise above and beyond the constraints that the world tends to place upon us. In fact, that the world has been placing upon us for centuries. It is very important that you think, and you think. You never stop thinking. And the more you think, the more you learn, the more you will know what you are capable of, whether that be in science or in any other career, any leadership position, no matter what it is. As long as you think and you continually learn, you will continually grow and you will know what your potential is. And once you know what your potential is, that is only then will you be able to break the glass ceiling and do what you're truly capable of doing. So I'd say consistently thinking, consistency learning, and knowing that you are not limited by any sort of factors around you.
Mhm. Thank you so much, Abir. Just to wrap it up on a fun note, if this was
Hmm.
utopia, if you had access to, I don't know, limitless money and power, what would, excuse me, future look like for Abir?
Right.
Abir the
So if
curious.
if this was utopia, I think, gosh, I think if we'd be able to explore the galaxies well beyond us and potentially even be able to answer the question of whether there are multiple universes, because that's one that just keeps me up at night. That'd be one that'd be great. It's very highly unlikely that we'd actually be able to understand that, but if this was utopia and we'd be able to do enough research to know about the parallel universes, I think that that'd be amazing.
That sounds very, very inspiring and absolutely amazing as well. Thank you so much, Abir, for sharing part of your day
Thank you.
with us. I hope to, inshallah, keep you in the loop with everything that Women Engineers Pakistan does. We have quite a few projects in line. We've been doing a lot of work across Pakistan in the past decade, but this past year was a challenge for our resilience. However, that sort of helps us because now we can connect women from all across the globe with women who are currently inside Pakistan digitally. And I hope to
Hmm.
seek your help in that regard very soon, inshallah. Thank
Sure.
you so much. Please
Thank you for
keep
having
going.
me.
Please keep inspiring people. You are one of the people that I will be looking up to from now on.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh, the other way around.
stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll be in touch soon.
For sure. It was nice meeting you.
Likewise.